Woo, wasabi guys, coming back at y'all with another 10 spooky Magic the Gathering cards. This time we're going to be going over yet another 10 just uncomfortable to be around looking cards. I mean, whether they're just incredibly spooky or just disturbing, it really doesn't matter. I mean, if they're perceived by anybody to be weird or just distasteful or spooky, whatever you want to call it, just genuinely scary, it should see this list. So let's start it off here with Distended Mindbender from Eldritch Moon. Now, if Innistrad wasn't a creepy enough plane, why not just add these creepy ass Eldrazi's as well? What you see here is this just weird little son of a bitch here getting eaten alive by this Eldrazi, something that would creepy, crawly, little flying in the night type of thing here. I don't know what the hell it is. Most people don't know what the hell they are anyway. But the fact that this thing is just latching onto this dude's brain here, I mean, that's just creepy. I mean, this is the type of shit that'll give you nightmares. If you really don't like the unknown or any aliens or anything like that, Eldrazi are basically aliens, so that's as much as I'm really going to say about it. Pretty weird. And then we have Thought Scour. Some people are a little surprised I haven't mentioned this card yet, but basically what it is this guy's just getting his mind stabbed, basically. You see the sort of needle or this extraction device just, I mean, this guy is screaming bloody murder. That's probably the creepiest part about this artwork here, is the fact that this guy is just miserable the whole time, and you just see this sort of claw thing just over his eyes and scratching his eyes out. Oh my god, that is fucking just painful looking. So I can't imagine anyone really feeling comfortable with this card. I mean, that's just weird. You have Propaganda, something that really wasn't creepy into me until I took a second look at it. All these people have like the same blue symbol glowing out of their foreheads, and you see their eyes are all blue, and I mean, it's pretty appropriate when you think about what propaganda is. It's supposed to get you to sort of think the same way, just unfactual evidence to begin with, so you get people to think a certain way. That's pretty creepy too. But they're all looking at you with the same sort of dumbfounded look. And that's probably the creepiest part about the whole artwork here, is that they're all staring at you too. It's very unusual, very unhuman what they're doing. And it's like they're glued to a television screen or something. But the flavor text from Nekasar is actually pretty cool too, considering the fact that this was the artwork that they changed to for the Nekasar Commander deck that year in 2013. Then you have Deathmark. Anything having to do with just eyeballs in general are typically going to be spooky, but the fact that you have this sort of skull mark, this black skull mark, sort of dripping down and forming like a tear-like substance on the eyes, very unsettling. I don't like close-ups of eyeballs. That's always been, I don't know, it's not really a phobia, but it's just uncomfortable for me. I just don't like it. It's not my preference. A very sensitive, very fragile part of your body, and you're just going to, don't stab it, don't do anything with it. Very unsettling. Then we have Brain Maggot, not the original artwork, but the promo artwork. And this is, oh my god. If you've ever watched any videos of like bot worms or anything like that where they just embed deep in your skin, this is different. This is like in someone's ear. I mean, that's just disturbing and disgusting at the same time. But this just reminds me of all those disgusting sort of gross out videos you'd see on YouTube, of people just getting all these things extracted from their ears and their skin, and ugh. And I think the thing that really does it with me is that it's not just a typical worm, or a maggot or anything like that. It's just this disgusting sort of overly detailed looking son of a bitch that's just coming out of this person's ear. I mean, you can see the earring right there, and ugh, very weird. And then we have Word of Command. Now, if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I made a video where I basically went through 10 works of art and criticized why I felt like they were bad. This is not a very good work of art. This is actually pretty terrible. Very simple, doesn't take much effort. Basically, this is just spooky in sort of a Scooby-Doo kind of way, where you have the two little eye slits right there kind of looking at you from the darkness. It's very weird, very comical, sort of something people from the late 19th century would be scared of, but not really anyone alive today. But I can also understand why someone wouldn't like to be watched. If you have a fear of being watched, maybe, or stalked, this could definitely do it for you. Pretty tame, but yet again, this is Halloween themed. It's not supposed to be just this way over the line type of level of horror. And then we have Mind Stab Thrall. Look at this little bastard here. I've never been a huge fan of the thrall creature type in Magic, especially when you consider these little weirdos with, they got like different sized limbs, and they're walking with their hands, and they have multiple different hands. It's just very weird. And the fact this dude's a mind stab, he has something in that hand that's just over his head there. He's gonna come after you and stab your mind. Just having anything like this sort of crawl after you, very creepy. And I've never liked things like that in Magic. Very creepy, very weird. Probably something that could give me nightmares if I had nightmares about Magic. And then we move on to Kindercatch. I believe this might be the only green card I've put on a list like this yet, but pretty easy reason why I'm gonna do it. If you like Krampus or anything like that, I think this is also like German too. I think Kinder's also German. Kindercatch. This is probably something your German grandmother would tell you to scare you in a bedtime story. Like, who knows? But this is definitely pretty creepy. You have these two spirits here. I think one's dragging a bag and one's throwing children in a bag, and they're dragging it off to the forest so they can just try to eat these kids alive. Yeah, anytime you kidnap children, that's always going to be creepy. I don't know what it is. The last two lists I've did with these sort of spooky cards, there's always been at least one that involves just kidnapping children. I don't know what it is. That's always scary to some people. But yeah, kidnapping children, that's always going to do it for someone. And then we move on to the second to last card here. We have Unmake, which again, if you watched my last video, I don't really like these Kithkin bastards. They have these yellow eyes, and they just look weird. They're like hobbits, but they're not really hobbits because their eyes are just fucked up for some reason. But the artwork itself is also pretty creepy for another reason. The fact that you have this Kithkin that's looking in the mirror, all while the fact that he's just shattered, and his reflection remains the same, like he's unshattered in the reflection, but the actual Kithkin itself is shattering. So very unusual. Definitely something you'd see in a black-white card. I mean, it exiles a creature. This looks like something that would exile you if you're being shattered, and it's also pretty spooky. The fact that you just see the reflection, the facial expression on the character, just pure terror. And anytime you see just a terrified, just sort of horrified look on someone's face, and especially in a Magic card, that's usually going to do it for you. Pretty spooky. And we move on to the final card of this list, which is Maw of the Obsidat. Oh my god, this dude, this big, fat, overweight bastard here. Oh, just look at that. I don't know, that's some like vagina with teeth on its belly? Oh man. And you just see these poor people, these poor individuals here just at the top of these steps. I don't even know why the hell they would do this in the first place. This just seems so out of character for what the Obsidat, just the Orzhov in general, would typically do. These are typically going to be spirits, but then again, I don't like these thralls either because they're so weird. I don't know what the hell they're supposed to be. Gigantic mouth with teeth here on this fat ass's belly, just eating all these bastards, just jumping down in there, or being pulled down. I don't know why they're being forced to just walk up these stairs to their imminent doom. That's very creepy. This is just how they sacrifice people they don't like. I mean, that's just very weird, very creepy. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this list of 10 creepy Magic the Gathering cards. Or 10 spooky Magic the Gathering cards, whatever you want to call it. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any suggestions of cards you find to be pretty spooky, and I will consider putting that onto a future list. Real quickly, guys, before I end this video, I just want to remind you all that I do have a Patreon set up, and I'm looking for more deck tech requests to do, just anything like that. I also have top 10 video requests that I have as part of the tier rewards for Patreon. So if it sounds like something you would be interested in doing, all you have to do is just check it out. See if you're able to do the pledge, do anything like that. It would really help out my channel, really help support me, allow me to do more things, and it would allow me to engage with some more of the people that watch my videos and are really dedicated to what I do, and they just like watching Magic the Gathering related content. I really would like to make more videos based around those topics, especially when it comes to deck techs. I feel like people just genuinely enjoy Commander deck techs, and I would really enjoy just continuing to do those. So far I have about 4 people signed up for my Patreon. Have a limit of about 20. So far not anywhere near that yet, but I'll definitely appreciate any support I can get with this. I gotta make money elsewhere, and I do love making these videos every day, or mostly every day. I don't know if you guys have caught on yet, but I have basically been taking off days on Fridays. Every other day, though, you can count on me making at least one video. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Void here, signing off.